Hey, welcome back. I know it's been a while. I literally just wrapped up a shoot like literally a couple minutes ago using this exact setup, this camera setup as you see here. It was the first time I used it in this configuration. I want to talk to you guys about what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it, what I'll keep, what I'll change up, if anything, and if I recommend you setting up your camera in this configuration, especially if you're shooting on the Bs1h like I am, or the BGH1. Let's talk about it. So I've got the Bs1h right here. You can learn more about the camera, look it up online. I think it's a great camera. It matches perfectly with my S1H, so that's why I like it. Right here, nothing special, just a rosette nifty handle. I think this is a great handle. It's rubberized, so it feels really comfortable, and it just fits, especially if I'm ever trying to just grab the camera. I don't usually shoot handheld with this camera, but I mean, it's a great handle. I've got this exact same handle on my S1H. Love it. So small rig cage, nothing crazy here. Small rig NATO mount, NATO rail, and then the small rig cage on this side has a built-in NATO rail. So all I have to do to attach this new small rig EVF mount is just slide it in there with the NATO, and it has all these different kinds of like configurations to where like you just loosen, and I could tilt the arm wherever I want. I can extend the height of this thing, so get it closer or further away from my face. If I need to swivel this, it swivels. You could do whatever, anything you want with this EVF mount. I wear glasses, so I don't tend to like using EVFs, even on my other cameras that have built-in EVFs. So for me, I was looking for a monitor solution, all right? I've got a CG Cine 200 watt-hour battery. The battery is powering the Ninja V, the Bs1h, and this part of the rig that made it super easy to be able to attach the Shinobi. This is the Blackmagic SDI to HDMI converter box. So from the Bs1h, the HDMI, clean HDMI feed goes straight to the Ninja, and then out of the SDI port, I go into the Blackmagic converter, SDI cable, and then HDMI out to the Shinobi. My Shinobi doesn't have SDI. I don't have that version. I have the regular HDMI version. And instead of buying an additional SDI monitor, I just bought this $50 adapter, and it actually works, as you can see here. I've got signal on both monitors. I know some of y'all might ask why I have two monitors on the camera. It looks crazy. It looks unbalanced. It looks awkward. It looks bulky. And yes and no. It is balanced. I showed you guys earlier how it was balanced on the table. The monitor right here, the Shinobi, all it has is a small NPF battery, and I'd rather have a bunch of those little NPF batteries to last me all day than to have a larger NPF battery or have to use another cable to run it from the V-mount. But I have that option. I could always add a bigger battery, or I could run it off this same V-mount battery and it powered literally the whole rig. It's balanced. What I was looking for is when I'm shooting raw or when I'm shooting ProRes HQ on the Ninja, it is kind of annoying having to remember to turn off the displays, to turn off the menus. It's kind of burned me a couple times where I was on a shoot and I forgot to turn off the menus, and I was recording the whole thing with the menus. All right, hasn't happened to me with raw, but as you know, with this camera, when you shoot raw, like that's it, your menus are gone. And when I'm on set, I don't want to have to pair my phone and just hope that it works. I don't want to have to do that. I just want to turn on things, wired connection, and know it's going to be reliable and it's going to work. And this configuration lets me do that. So let me show you real quick how I got it set up in the menu so that literally the HDMI cable to the Ninja is not feeding anything ever. It's always clean. All right, there's a couple things that you'll need to do to make sure that the Shinobi is getting all the monitor or all the camera settings, all the camera info, and the Ninja stays clean via HDMI. So you'll go to your menu. As you can see here, it's all big. I love it. Look like a big version of my S1H screen, GH6 screen. So you go down here to your settings, and you'll go to HDMI SDI connections. You'll make sure that SDI is on. All right, make sure SDI is on. Everything else I leave off. and then you'll go to your info display. And usually the camera, I think, comes default in auto. If you do HDMI, if you're only running one monitor, you'll probably just leave it on HDMI and it sends all the signal to HDMI. That's when you have to remember to do all the crazy function buttons to turn it off to make sure you get a clean signal for recording. I wanted to bypass that, so all of mine goes to SDI. And as you can see here, you can see all the levels right here on the monitor. You've got your levels, you got your menus on the SDI and on the Ninja. Let me show you guys. And on the Ninja, I've got a clean signal, and that focus picking you see is from the Ninja, and the frame guide is also from the Ninja. So it's just a big clean display. Hit record, and that is recording clean HDMI signal, no settings. You could see here on the Shinobi, I've got all my setting info there, and I don't have to worry about remembering to turn things on and off in the menu. It's just super convenient. Final thoughts. What do I think about this rig? For me, today, it was awesome. It was really super easy. Just setting my settings, looking at it, monitoring it on the Shinobi, and just knowing without even having to second guess myself that the HDMI to the Ninja was giving me a clean signal. So today I was shooting ProRes HQ. I could just imagine it's gonna be a lot easier shooting in RAW now using this double monitor setup. So would I recommend this? For me, my use case, if you're using the Bs1h like I am, yes. I was tempted and almost getting ready to sell the Bs1h and try to get another S1h to have an A and B cam. But in this configuration, I'm very happy keeping and holding on to the Bs1h and keep using it. All right. Things that I would change in the future, maybe I would like to find a smaller monitor so that it's not so big as a Shinobi. Luckily, this mount is not heavy at all. It's pretty balanced. I mean, you're looking at it, it's standing up. Maybe with like an enormous battery on the Shinobi, maybe it might be a little bit off, but in this configuration, it's there. What else I like about this rig? For me, it wasn't like crazy expensive to get it together. I already had the Shinobi. All I had to do was just get this $50 adapter from Blackmagic, get an SDI cable, and that's it. So, I mean, yeah, it was pretty cheap. I had to get the monitor mount as well. It was pretty cheap. If you didn't want to get the monitor mount, you probably could do this exact same rig setup with maybe like a magic arm. I wanted to keep it compact as I could. So I went with this, and it's NATO, so it just comes on and off. And it's really easy to set up. So would I recommend this for everybody? If you're shooting with the Bs1h, if you're shooting with the BGH1 a lot, and you're shooting RAW or you're shooting ProRes with your Ninja, then I would say yes. I think it is worth it, just because it gives you the peace of mind to not have to remember how the buttons work or have to program your camera all weird like the Atomos video teaches us to program the Bs1h. I think even Lumix itself recommends that when you're setting up RAW, that you set up your phone app or a computer. And for me, I don't want to have to show up, set up, run and gun like as fast as I have to, as fast as I can, and then the phone app not work, or have to remember to bring a computer, and what if I forgot a cable? Now I'm like, my camera's pretty useless. Like, I don't want to have to deal with none of that. For me, this is so much more convenient because it almost feels just like any other one of my cameras. Like on the GH6, shooting RAW to the Ninja Plus, the monitor on the side of the GH6 lets me figure out and configure the camera. On my S1H, exact same thing. RAW to the Ninja, the screen on the side, the built-in screen lets me configure the camera. So this for me made the most sense. And you might be an EVF person, so maybe in that case you might check out like the Portkeys SDI EVF. I've heard good things about it. I'm sure there's other more expensive EVFs that just look better, but for me, I just wanted it literally just to be the menu screen, and the Ninja is my clean feed, so that's what I really cared about. So I recommend it. It's not too heavy, doesn't add a lot of weight. If anything, I'll probably be able to get a lot steadier handheld footage. I might actually be able to shoot handheld with this thing. Super versatile, and it's making me keep the BS1H. So I'll let you guys know what I learn and continue as I continue using this setup and this configuration. And if you like it, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment sections below. Feel free to ask me any kinds of questions. I love talking about this gear stuff, this geeky stuff. But yeah, other than that, I'll see you in the next one, whenever that is. Thanks for watching. Bye.